Hello, everybody. Take two. I guess it's going to be one of those mornings. Hello, Amber Hawkins, your computer needs a Toledo LLC, celebrating year number 20 of the modern computer training where that comes to you. Make sure if you have any questions or for more information, the contact link of yourcomputerneeds.net. Again, the contact link of yourcomputerneeds.net. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you. And feel free to share this video. About to get my walk on. So that's why you see me this way. And not only that, making sure that I pass this information out to you. And then finally, where I am located, they were talking about some rain. So I want to make sure I get out and get this walk before this rain comes about. Where I'm at is sunshiny right now, and I'm thankful for that. So I will not be before you long. We're going to get into what you see as far as the questions in the description of this live. And I believe I did put the links last time, but in case I didn't, how to reach me, including LinkedIn here, YouTube and all of that, I'll make sure those links are posted in the first comment. So, yes, you are seeing those questions correctly. This was based on a conversation I had yesterday or a couple of days ago, depending on when you see this. So, I think a lot of people are probably going to be kind of shocked when they see this question, as far as if I train or teach or facilitate typing. And then there's going to be probably some reactions where it's going to be like, what do you mean, do you train on typing? What do you mean you teach on typing? Well, wait, what? People already know how to type. Nope. Believe it or not, nope. I don't have the statistics or the information in front of me, but I will say this. If that is a question that is asked of me, it goes to show that there is still a lot to be done as far as computer literacy, as far as literacy, being as technologically literate as possible and being as digitally literate as possible. If there is such a question, as do you teach typing, or do you cover anything as far as typing? Because there, believe it or not, any of those returning to the workforce who happen to be senior citizens, one of the things that is happening is, like, depending on what was going on in their lives, typing wasn't a big thing for whatever reason. For some, one of the reasons is their work profession. Some, and a good number of senior citizens at one time, one of the main work professions was inside the factories. So, no, you really didn't need to know about, typing at that time. Then you had others who maybe their field of expertise was in construction one way or another. Didn't need to do that. Anything as far as, let's say, taxi driving, anything, let's say, as far as, working in restaurants or whatever. Understand, anybody who is considering senior citizen age, understand the way the workforce was at that time when they were teenagers, when they were young adults and all of that. The work requirements were different at that time. And yes, I'm going to include myself in that group as well. In the age of everything happening now, and in the climate of everything happening at this time, you have a lot, for many reasons, either doing what they can to survive in this workforce, or those who are re-entering the workforce for many reasons. A lot of workforce and workplace environments, let me interject this, need to know that in the realm of hiring or rehiring senior citizens, understand that in case they or any other population, it doesn't have to be senior citizens, it could be those who are younger, if they experience layoff, they are only going to know wherever their last work environment was. So let me repeat that again. Their mindset, their knowledge of everything is from wherever their past work life was. An example, it was last year, there was a customer that I had that the last time they were involved in the workforce was about 20 years ago or something like that. And after I think they resigned or they changed careers or something like that. And throughout time, there wasn't a need to learn about computers. There wasn't a need to learn about typing. Even when computers and needing to know how to do that was surfacing throughout time. But in the profession that this person was in, that wasn't a requirement. So the person, it was brought to my attention, and this was a referral via one of the nonprofits here in town. They wanted to re-enter the workforce, but they didn't know how to type. Which I have to admit, kind of caught me up. I was like, what do you mean they don't know how to type? I didn't say that on the phone. I was thinking that in my mind. But it's real, everybody. It is real. There are, and it's not only senior citizens, it's just that this talk is in regards to situations that happen to involve senior citizens. They needed to have it. They needed to learn how to type. They needed to know the beginner's level of Word, and they needed to know the beginner's level of Excel. Those were the requests at the time, and those were the trainings that I conducted. Now, come a little later in the year, a different situation, but pretty much the same request. Do you teach typing? Do you train typing? Because this time, not only was it the return of the workforce, because previously it was someone who was returning to the workforce, this was where a person wanted to change careers and change to a different work environment. So, from the career that this other senior citizen is in now, and the work environment they wish to be a part of, that involves, might as well say, upskilling and reskilling, because they need to learn how to type, because the last time this particular person knew how to type was during their high school years. So this particular person is in their, I think, in their mid-60s. So you can probably do the math as far as that's concerned. Okay, if this person was 60 plus and they're in, the last time they learned typing was in their high school years. So yeah, you can imagine how long ago that was. The situation presently now involves a referral from a nonprofit, which I'm grateful for, that involved a group of senior citizens who needed to, what did they need to do? Okay, they needed to, might as well say, get reskilled, because out of this group, there are some that wish to go back to the office environment. as far as administrative, like sort of administrative assistance role. So guess what's going to be involved? Not only the needing to know how to type, but needing to know about computers, because who knows when the last time they were surrounded by that, or if at all. That's another thing. If at all they were surrounded by that. Okay, there was another question that came about as far as the request, because the workplace environment, as many of us know, has changed quite a bit. Anyone who is at this time re-entering that environment knows that there is a drastic difference, as opposed to, let's go back 10, 20, close to 30 years ago. And the topic of AI came about. So the question was, will there be a need also for them learning AI? Because that is a great number of environments at this time. And I'm not just including what will be considered the office environment. I'm talking about all throughout a great number of industries. And there is a need for them, if they're re-entering the office space of any workplace, that as of current is a skill that they're going to need. It came about where the answer was, well, maybe not this time. I can understand that, because why deal with AI when you don't know how to type? But eventually I was stressing the fact that because of how the environment is now, AI is not a topic that can be dismissed. How can you dismiss it? Yes, there is that learning curve and all of that, because the getting through of learning how to type, the getting through of learning about computers, the getting through of learning about any word processing program, the most known, of course, Microsoft Word, and in this situation, no Excel or Outlook or any of the others are needed at this time. So from this conversation, let me know that there is a great need. And in case there is, in any nonprofit environment, in any large business environment, and all of that, let's have a talk about this. Is it where it's just those two environments? No. In the business world, in the nonprofit world, in the faith-based environments, in academia, are you running into a group of people who don't know how to type? And if that's the case, we really need to talk about that, definitely. But it boils down to this, and I don't want to be too long. What it boils down to is, in this age of what's called reskilling, in this age of what's called upskilling, there is a great need, if you have a portion of the workforce that's either there or coming back into the workforce, and if it's discovered that they don't know how to type, or their knowledge of typing isn't what it needs to be, we need to talk. In case there are those situations in which you are discovering that the knowledge of AI isn't what's needed or required, let's have a talk about this. Amber Hawkins, your computer needs of Toledo, LLC, celebrating year number 20 of the model computer training more that comes to you. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much. Help spread the word. See you all next Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yay, and this thing went through without the reconnect message. That's why I had to come back on. But again, thank you very much. And in case you need to contact me via phone, 419-304-4564. Again, 419-304-4564. If it needs to be via your device and you're not able to dial the digits, there's always, again, the contact link of yourcomputerneeds.net. Again, the contact link of computerneeds.net. Time for me to get my walk on, so let me get going. Thank you again, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.